Hey, greetings, fellow nerds. Got an update for you on week 3 of Mounjaro. I'm on the 5 milligrams currently. Um, so I mentioned last time I was thinking it was going to be a pretty rough week. So we went to Vegas with my wife. It was our 21st anniversary. So kind of crazy we've been together that long, but pretty awesome. I got really lucky with her. Anyhow, we had a great time there. It was great just hanging out with her. We had a great hotel room. It was really cool. We had a really cool view of, it's called the Sphere. It's a new kind of dome thing they built. And so you can see how it's just mesmerizing just watching it's like a video on the whole outside of the Sphere, and they put some pretty fun things on there. So that was pretty cool. We ate a lot of good food. We went to Din Tai Fung for some soup dumplings. Super delicious. I love that place. We got a ribeye at Hank's Steakhouse. You know, road trips, they're notoriously bad for the eating. You know, it's from where I live, it's about a 6-hour drive to Vegas. And you know, when you're in the car for that long, you know, snacking's a thing. So it's kind of difficult to eat healthy. And like the places you stop at along the way, typically a lot of times it'll be a smaller town that they don't have much more than a McDonald's or an Arby's or something like that. So anyhow, I was, you know, anticipating it could be a bad week, but with all that went on, I had no gain. So I didn't have any loss, but I didn't have a gain. So that was a win in my book, even with that trip. Now, it was an interesting week, though, as far as some of the side effects. So you remember last time I said I thought I had side effects of the sulfur burps and diarrhea, but then my wife got sick too, so I thought maybe it was a bug. Well, I'm thinking it was actually the side effects. I got the same thing this week. I got home from Vegas and our girls were starving, so we got them some pizza. I ate a couple pieces, and then that night, boom. So kind of interesting. Both times I've eaten pizza, you know, what's on pizza? There's a lot of, it's carbs, the crust, yeasty, doughy carbs, and then all the cheese, the dairy. So I know I'm not the best with dairy to begin with, so maybe it's exacerbated from that. But I found a good subreddit. So if you're not familiar with Reddit, it's kind of like a big user forum. People talk back and forth, and they have channels they call subreddits. And I found one on Mounjaro, and I was kind of going through a bunch of the discussions there about diarrhea. And a lot of people were saying they'd get it when they ate a lot of carbs or oily foods. So pizza makes sense. So I was kind of trying to find some solutions. There are a lot of folks online saying to take a probiotic. So I got me some Align prebiotic, probiotic, dual biotic is what they say it is. So hopefully that's good. It does have 5 grams of carbs if you take this though. So I probably won't take this on my fast days, just on the days when I'm eating. So I fast every Tuesday and Thursday, so probably won't take it on that day. And then others were saying to use some psyllium husks. So I've got some of those. So I'm thinking I'll just kind of mix those into protein drinks or protein drink creamies and try to do that as well. So that's kind of my approach I'm going to try to take. I'm going to clean up my diet. I'm going to try those. This is my last round of the 5 milligrams from this box, and I was really hoping to titrate up to the 7.5 milligrams. So if this, I probably need to get the new prescription pretty quick. So I'm gonna give it until Monday and Tuesday at the latest. And if I can go through this weekend, and if I clean up my diet and use these things, and I don't have these symptoms, then I'm gonna feel good about, or at least if they're light, I'll feel good about upping to the 7.5. But if not, then maybe I should try another week at the 5. So we'll see how it goes. Kind of a side thing is when you're doing searches on the internet for diarrhea, you find some pretty interesting, funny stories. There was one where I guess just recently a Delta flight had to return back to the airport it came from because somebody had a diarrhea incident all down the aisle on the way to the restroom, and the comments all kind of devolved into a clever airline variants of the diarrhea song. So pretty hilarious. Anyhow, so diet-wise this week, I did get my 2 36-hour fasts in. Otherwise, like I said, I was pretty high on the hog, ate out a lot. Steaks, soup, dumplings, burgers, Arby's, pizza, bagel sandwich. So the brisket bagel sandwich at Einstein's, pretty dang good. I have to admit, I enjoyed that. I made my salsa. So I had some chips and salsa. I really did not eat good this week, so I gotta totally clean it up. And to not eat good like I did, and I still had no gain, that was pretty good. So exercise wise, we had a 4-day weekend essentially in Vegas. So I got 3 workouts in. You do have to do a lot of walking when you're in Vegas. All the places you go to, they're like kind of, all these restaurants are like in the middle of some casino, so you have to park and walk quite a bit to get to these things. We didn't walk around as much as we probably would have though, because it was crazy for Vegas, but it was really rainy. So they had tons of rain. The high temperature, like the first day we were there, was like the low 70s, which for Vegas is really not normal. I don't think I've ever been there when it has been that cool. Well, at least not in this time of year. Let's see. So my other data points that I like to track, the reason I can get Mounjaro is because I'm diabetic, and my average glucose for the week was actually down. So last week I was at 122 average. This week I was at 117. So pretty good, especially, considering a few of the things I ate. I did have an incident with a glucose monitor. I've got these, I showed you these little Libra 3 things. And, my wife had suggested, and she's a pharmacist, so she knows a lot about this stuff, that it's a better place to put it on to put your hands like this and put it right here. And problem is that I'm really loose there, and it got caught on something, I guess. And anyway, it started, I was at the dentist, I got done, and I go out to my car, and I'm getting this alarm that the sensor has failed. And so I got home, I replaced it, but the alarms kept coming. It's the Libra 3 app, and every 5 minutes on my watch and on my phone, it was like beep, 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 beep. It was driving me absolutely crazy. And I'd replaced the sensor, and if I went into the app, it would show me my blood sugar. And I went and searched online, and there were a couple people that went through a couple sensors. They tried it again, and then finally they said they uninstalled and reinstalled the app, and the alarms went away, and it was fine. So I uninstalled and reinstalled the app, and then it was fine. So anyways, if you guys have that and run into that, that's what you need to do. So my average resting heart rate for the week was 59, which again is an improvement from the previous week. And before I started Mounjaro, I was over 70 on my average resting heart rate. So pretty amazing, really. So that's good. The O2 was good. The sleep was good. So I'm gonna just try to eat really clean this week. I'm gonna try to exercise at least 5 times. I'm gonna take my psyllium husks, my dual biotics, and then hopefully next week I'll be telling you that I made the switch to 7.5. So hopefully, anyhow, take care, fellow nerds. I will talk to you later. Cheers.